The life of Jethro. Jethro was the priest of Midian, a land of desert and mountains where he served as a leader and spiritual guide. Known also as Reuel, he was a man of wisdom, respect, and hospitality. His story intersects with one of the most prominent figures in the Bible, Moses. One day, Jethro's daughters went to a well to draw water for their father's flocks. There, they were harassed by shepherds who tried to drive them away, but a stranger stepped in to help. This man was Moses, who had fled Egypt after defending a Hebrew slave and was now a wanderer in the land of Midian. Jethro's daughters returned home earlier than usual and told their father about the Egyptian man who had helped them. Intrigued by this stranger, Jethro invited Moses into his home. Grateful for the hospitality, Moses stayed and worked with Jethro, tending his flocks. Over time, Moses grew close to Jethro's family and eventually married Jethro's daughter, Zipporah. They had 2 sons, Gershom, whose name reflected Moses' feeling of being a stranger in a foreign land, and Eliezer, named for the God who delivered him from Pharaoh's sword. Years later, after Moses had returned to Egypt, led the Israelites out of slavery and crossed the Red Sea, Jethro heard news of these miraculous events. He set out to meet Moses, bringing along Zipporah and Moses' 2 sons, who had stayed with him. When Jethro arrived at the Israelite camp in the wilderness near Mount Sinai, Moses greeted him with great respect, bowing low and kissing him. Moses eagerly recounted everything the Lord had done to Pharaoh and the Egyptians for Israel's sake, the hardships they had faced along the way, and how the Lord had delivered them. Jethro rejoiced at all the good things the Lord had done for Israel and praised God, saying, "Blessed be the Lord who hath delivered you out of the hand of the Egyptians." He acknowledged that the God of Israel was greater than all other gods and offered sacrifices to him. Jethro, Moses, Aaron, and the elders of Israel shared a meal together in fellowship. The next day, Jethro observed Moses at work settling disputes among the people from morning until evening. Seeing the immense burden on Moses, Jethro said, "The thing that thou doest is not good. Thou wilt surely wear away, both thou and this people that is with thee, for this thing is too heavy for thee. Thou art not able to perform it thyself alone." Jethro advised Moses to delegate his responsibilities by appointing capable men as leaders over smaller groups, leaders of thousands, hundreds, 50s, and 10s. These men would handle minor disputes, allowing Moses to focus on the more difficult cases. Moses listened to his father-in-law's counsel and implemented the system, which greatly improved the management of the people. After spending some time with Moses and witnessing the positive changes, Jethro returned to his own land, leaving behind a legacy of wisdom and practical leadership. His counsel not only eased Moses' burden, but also helped to establish a system of justice and order that supported the fledgling nation of Israel. Jethro's life exemplifies the impact of wise and thoughtful guidance, showing that even from afar, one can influence great leaders and shape the course of history. Leave me a comment, subscribe, and like. Be blessed.